David Schoen joins me now. He is a former attorney for Jeffrey Epstein, and he was also the lead counsel for Trump during his second impeachment. David, thank you so much for being back with us to talk about this case. Can I just get your top-line reaction to these latest developments? The judge that rejected the administration's request to release the Maxwell grand jury materials essentially smacked down the administration, saying doing so would not bring anything meaningful new to light.
Yeah, it's interesting. Look, there's always a presumption in favor of grand jury secrecy, but this one has the dynamic turned on its head a little bit. Here we have Maxwell, the defendant in the case, asking the court not to disclose the grand jury minutes. Usually a defendant would kill to get grand jury transcripts because it could undermine the credibility of witnesses and so on. I think the administration has done all that it can do to try to get these. Judge Engelmeyer is certainly no shill for the Trump administration. He's an Obama appointee, though I don't know if those things really matter. He's a terrific judge. And he, weighed all of the factors. I'm a little surprised by it. I mean, there are exceptions under Rule 6E3 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure that arguably would apply here. That is, use in an attorney's decision, that is a government attorney's decision necessary for the performance of his duty or to help in another federal criminal investigation or for another federal grand jury. There are arguments one could make as to why it should be, disclosed for those purposes. But listen, there have been a lot of documents disclosed already. Judge Preska on that same court disclosed 4,553 documents, and the Second Circuit recently told her to consider disclosing more. There's another case in which the Biden administration moved not to disclose the documents just a year ago in front of Judge Gardef. So it's a shame to see politics playing out in these, in suggestions by many on one political party or the other. But Judge Engelmeyer did what he thought was appropriate.
Do you expect that the Justice Department will appeal the judge's decision?
I don't really know what to think of that. I expect they will because there seems to be some sort of public expectation now, or there's criticism politically if they don't. But I don't know that a court of appeals would come to another decision. It's usually left within the discretion of the reviewing judge.
David, the judge suggested that the administration knew better all along and might have intended by this filing to basically have created a diversion here. What's your take on that? Because, again, the judge was very strong in his language.
Yeah, well, as I say, he's a very bright judge. I don't see it that way, frankly. I see the administration reacting to, political pressure and other pressures being brought to seek and to try to be able to show that they're exerting the maximum effort toward transparency that they can. I just don't quite understand still the public interest in this issue, but I don't think it's going away anytime soon, as we know from position taken today by certain Democratic congressmen.
David, you said a number of times, Epstein told you in 2019 that he did not have any dirt on President Trump. And to be clear, the president has not been accused of any wrongdoing connected to Epstein. But CNN has this new visual timeline today showing their social relationship from the late 80s, dating all the way to the early 2000s. Do you think that the timeline of their relationship, their friendship, matters to how the administration has handled the decision making around Epstein and Maxwell?
I've seen some political experts make that suggestion. I don't think it's relevant, quite frankly, because what we do know is President Trump is the one person who kind of cut Jeffrey Epstein out of his life for reasons that he has given publicly now. So I don't think it matters. I think if the public's interested in this thing, they're interested in, is there a smoking gun? Is there some indication of whatever wealthy, famous person, including President Trump, having some illicit or inappropriate relationship with a young woman or something like that? That's not there for President Trump. And I think the names have come out in the little black book that was produced and so on, and on other occasions. I just don't think there's any more to this story, but I understand sort of the prurient interest driving it.
Yeah, and there's going to be more press conferences from members of Congress about this. I mean, I don't think that the story, for now at least, is going away, so I'm sure we'll be speaking with you again soon. David Schoen, thank you for your time, as always.
Thank you very much.